Tim, thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I was just watching all the highlights from the Netherlands national team, and I'm sure you were like trying to live some of those moments, right? Through some memories.
I mean, there was some intro there, obviously, to see the videos from the Dutch team and some incredible memories, and that just shows you what football can do. You know, you can communities come together, countries celebrate these amazing moments, and I mean, the freestyler here, I have to be honest, I'm a goalkeeper, so I don't think I can do many tricks like that, so very impressive.
That's awesome. Tim, let's start with your football career, the journey that you had, and I bet you have so many memories, right? But what are some of those memories that are stuck with you, especially that, I mean, you just left the field months ago, right? It's really fresh for you.
Yeah, I stopped playing football 10 months ago. After 20 amazing years, I've been really privileged to have played 20 years professionally. I think as a young boy coming through, it's a dream to become a professional footballer, and to do that for 20 years is a dream come true. To play in England, to play in Holland, and to play for my country, it's been a roller coaster journey, but something I can be immensely proud of.
Let's talk about your starting your journey as a footballer. You went to Newcastle, but you were really young. So how was that changed in your life personally and also professionally to go out there from here and just go to the EPL and also to England, and with that change?
Yeah, I was 17 when Newcastle United gave me this opportunity to sign a 3-year contract, and I was a modest boy. My parents did everything for me. They drove me everywhere. So I think it was an important moment of my life to decide to become a man. And I think as a young age, looking back, 17 is really young. But we kind of decided, you know what, I'll go for 3 years. If it doesn't work out, I'm 20. Massive experience, not just on the pitch, but also off the pitch. So yeah, that was the decision why we took it. And I made my debut a year later for the first team, unexpectedly as an 18-year-old. So the journey took a crazy path nobody really expected. But yeah, it is a big step for a 17-year-old.
And especially talking about like just being so many years in Newcastle, the experience is also playing against such tough opponents and forwards. How that experience shaped you at such a young age to become eventually a national Dutch team goalkeeper as well?
Yeah, it's a roller coaster. A lot of patience, obviously, a lot of setbacks. I think that's the one thing that everybody sees the successes, these amazing videos, but I think the journey behind it, the injuries, being a number 4 goalkeeper, having to work your way up, is a long journey. But I think I enjoyed looking back now. The setbacks made me the person I am today. At the time, with injuries, I think you think it's the worst thing that can happen to you personally, but I think it creates that kind of resilience to failure, I suppose, as well, because it's not always the most amazing moments you see there. So yeah, like I said, lots of great memories to remember, but I think really the ones that stuck by me are the hard work to get back on the pitch after a major injury or a setback.
You're totally right, and I think, to your point, people always see just the highlights, right, of life, or even social media nowadays is all about highlights and not the real life. In terms of those setbacks and injuries, do you have any specific injury that you remember that was really tough for you, and how you overcome it, that you would like to talk about?
I think the biggest injury I've had was my knee injury. I played for Holland against Kazakhstan in a World Cup qualifier, and we played Kazakhstan away. I was playing every 3 days for Newcastle United in the Premier League, and I got stuck on an AstroTurf pitch in Kazakhstan, and that just changed my whole career, my whole personality, because I was out for more than a year, and that's a big moment, and it takes a lot to come back from these kind of moments, and there's a lot of obviously personal battles to find that confidence again, to get back to that highest level. Because as a professional football player, if a doctor says to you, you're out for 9 months, okay, you make sure you're back in 7 months. But in this instance, it took 15, 60 months for me to find the confidence mentally and physically to be back playing. And that was probably the hardest part, where my head said I'm okay, but my body said it wasn't.
It's also really hard, right? Being a goalkeeper compared to being a field player. One, it's super competitive, right? It's only one position per team. But also, and we were talking about it, early in the morning, the patience that you need to have, right? How, mentally, as a goalkeeper, you have to be ready for those particular moments because, sometimes you have to wait games and then you get that opportunity and just need to take it and grab it.
Yeah, of course, it's a cliche where people say you need to be ready for any given moment, but it truly is to do your homework. Any split second, I've had moments where I was the number 2 goalkeeper and the number 1 goalkeeper got injured a minute before the start of the game, and it has called me out as well. I'm not going to say that I was ready for every moment, but I think for young players coming through, I think it's important to work every day in training to be ready for that moment. I know the new generation all think they're ready. I thought I was ready at 18 to be the number 1 for Newcastle, but I was number 4. And you need to work hard to earn the right to earn that spot, I suppose.
Talking about those moments, and we were watching highlights of 2014, and that's a moment that everybody that follows Netherlands knows you and knows that moment, particularly against Costa Rica. In that elimination round that you come in for the penalty kicks and Louis van Gaal trusted you. I want you to just talk over that and how, because that's also what's historic, the first time actually a goalkeeper subbing in to for the penalty kicks, right? And you had I'll let you talk about it, but it was an amazing performance.
It was an amazing moment personally as a young boy, you want to play in a World Cup. Of course, it's a dream to play for your country. And to do it at a World Cup is in Brazil. I don't think there are many more amazing places to have a World Cup, apart from obviously America, and Mexico and Canada. But now, for me personally, looking back, I only got told pre-game in the hotel that this potentially could happen. So it was a shock for me as well as much for everybody else. But I wasn't allowed to share the news with any of my teammates. So when the game went on, obviously we hit the post, we hit the crossbar, and with all the respect to Costa Rica, I thought we were going to beat them in normal time. So I didn't think we were going to go to penalties. So when it went into extra time, the nerves really started kicking in, and the possibility of it actually happening. So, yeah, incredible moment. Having to prepare yourself for on a big stage was a special memory.
Also, you guessed all the shots. You saved 2. So at practice and at the Netherlands camp, was that something with Louis van Gaal that you were working on, or in terms of that scenario that you're going to be the one?
I think it's a journey. We had 3 goalkeepers at the time, and it was Louis van Gaal and Frans Hoek and the staff. They decided before the game if it goes to penalties, that they're going to go for me. And again, I initially didn't think it was actually going to happen, but yeah, I had to do my homework and go through all the clips from Costa Rica. They had a penalty shootout the round before, so yeah, there's a lot of preparation going into that moment. But I think looking back now, all my experiences leading up to that moment kind of helped me prepare for it, but also dealing with the magnitude of the moment. And I think, again, setbacks, but also those amazing loans. When I was younger, I had to go on loan to Scotland or lower leagues to find that experience, to kind of earn the right, like I said to you before. Gave me that kind of confidence that I was able to do it. And of course, when I'm not going to be lying about this, but of course I was nervous when I had to run on the pitch. My legs were shaking like mad, but this is where you have to find a moment to click into gear where, okay, this is game time now.
When you saw, you were telling me yourself in the Jumbotron, you said like, oh yeah, this is a big moment for me, right? How did that transcend after, and for you personally, with your friends and family, and obviously here in the Netherlands, of that magic performance?
Yeah, I mentioned before I wasn't allowed to tell anybody, but I did message my parents on the bus to the to the stadium, and the realization when the spider cam was right above me and I see myself on the big screen, I realized that not just me but my parents and the family would be absolutely nervous. Let me say it that way. But yeah, it was a major moment to realize that the magnitude of the World Cup, like I said before, and to see the celebrations of the country and all the cities after the game. And you don't really realize that when you're in the bubble, when you're playing, but that's why we fall in love. And the footage that the Dutch FA and Gijs de Jong just showed is that's why we start playing football. And sometimes you forget that those moments, the celebrations and the hard work is that brings the communities and the people together.
Yeah, I think that's super important. How many people you guys touch, right, with the game, and connect and join not only communities but even countries, right, together. That moment it's magical for the Netherlands, but for you in particular, in all of your football career, do you have any other moment that you remember vividly and take it with you?
Yeah, I think when you work with a team all year, the promotions, I think being an underdog, there's nothing better than proving people wrong. That's something that always was inside me, to prove people that I was good enough. Or so the ones I remember the most, I think, was at Norwich City when everybody wrote us off. I just came back from a knee injury, and there was people out there saying that I could only last 8 games a season with this bad injury I had, and then to play every second 46 games and win the championship, going back to the Premier League, was such a proud moment to prove people wrong. But yeah, there's been some amazing moments there, and like I said, just proud and honored to be able to talk about it here with you.
Hey Tim, let's talk about now life after the pitch, right? You said 10 months since you had your last official game. How's that life been right now? Looking the game from the sidelines.
Totally different. I think when you're playing, what I said before, like you live in a bubble, you have a structure, you're being told where to be for 20 years, what to eat, what not to eat, what to do, what not to do. And it's amazing to have the freedom to actually decide what direction you want to go into. And I'm quite lucky that I had the right mentors around me from when I was 17. I had some experienced players like Alan Shearer and Shay Given pushing me in the right direction. And also at the latter stages now, for me, it's a total new world. It's business. And I think, luckily, through the PFA, it's the Players Union in England, they give players the opportunity while you're still playing to already educate yourself and prepare for life after football.
Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years? Let's say now that you're, having that mentality in the business, but still connected to football, obviously.
Yeah, I'm excited for what to come. I'm really open to continue to learn, to develop, to get experience. I've always been really interested in the business and the governance side of the pitch. So just sharing what I've learned for 20 years on the pitch now, to kind of combine that with my education. I've been doing my master's in the sporting directorship, just to kind of get the knowledge to be able to match those kind of experiences. And I would love to be part of a team to work towards a goal like I just seen there. I think that's the ultimate goal. And in the meantime, enjoying to go and watch the game and tell people what I think, what they did about me all those years as well. So.
I think you have a unique angle, obviously, as a ex-football player, national team player. I don't know if everyone knows here, but you're gonna be also at the World Cup, right, with the Netherlands, and we're gonna be sharing pitch side because I'll be with Telemundo in Spanish, and Tim in Dutch, no? So Japan against the Netherlands.
Yeah, and I think it's nice because I think such a great World Cup, and I've got the opportunity to go with the Dutch FA, with another ex-player to go and support the team and share that experience. And it's amazing to see it from the other side now, when so long I've been in the bubble, in the team, and now to experience it from the outside.
And I also, Tim, I think it's really unique, right? As a football player, that you know what the players are dealing with, right? And you mentioned like even just the camps and the pressure and millions of people watching you, and now you get to see the other side. I want to ask you about this Netherlands team. How do you see it? Because it's a young generation with some experienced players as well. What's the expectation from your perspective?
Yeah, I think it's a really exciting, talented team with a good mix of experience. I think that's so important to have that spine of leadership matched with some amazing talent coming through. But I think it's a team game. The reason why we were successful in 2014 is that Louis van Gaal created a squad that everybody was aligned to the ultimate goal. And you can't have 25 superstars all wanting to play. You need to have a team of people who understand their role. Clearly, the first game is really important against Japan. Hopefully, we'll do the same what we did against Spain all those years ago, beating them 5-1. I think sets you up and gives you that confidence, and I think that's really important. The start is everything. Then the confidence will grow, and we mentioned Frankie de Jong, Virgil. We've got some amazing young players coming through as well. So, really excited to see how far we can make it.
Finally, how do you see this World Cup with 48 teams? It's also a new format, more matches, also an extra round, basically an extra game. You make it to the final. But how do you see it? Do you like it? Because there's mixed reviews, right? So what's your take on that?
I mean, it's great to give the smaller countries the opportunity and more people to experience the World Cup, because for me, that was the most amazing 5-6 weeks I've had in my career, to be in Brazil, to have that World Cup experience. For sure. It was long, I have to be honest. It's a challenge to keep a team together for that long. So, it's going to be harder for teams. That's why I think more players are going to be in the squad. But it's great to give more countries the opportunity, and hopefully we'll keep everybody fit, and we can make some more history that we've already showed today.
Definitely. Netherlands is always a contender, so happy and excited to see. Any last advice from Tim Krul? What would you say to those young players, especially goalkeepers, right? And you've been a goalkeeper for over 20 years, but also football has evolved. So what would be your advice for those young kids here that they're trying to make it to professional level?
Oof, good question. Like I said, listening to the mentors and learn your trade, go on loan, go and get that experience before you actually think you're ready for the big step. I think that's the new generation wants everything now and tomorrow, and that's I think the big one where, like I said, I've been lucky to go on those important loan moves where I made my mistakes, where I was able to make them before I become the #1 goalkeeper from Newcastle United. So yeah, I think that's with AI coming in and data, there's lots of different possibilities to use and use all these amazing new tech that wasn't really there when I came through.
Tim, that's a really good advice. So I want you a big round of applause for Tim Krul, who just shared some of his experiences. And thank you, Tim. What a pleasure.